Hey, yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy Alvin MB10, aka AMR10, and what I got for you today is some more NBA 2K23 Next Gen. Now, more specifically, what I have for you today happens to be the best point guard build in this entire game, and I put that on my whole chest because, ladies and gentlemen, the build that I have for you today happens to be a 6'8", two-way, three-point playmaker that has the ability to get in pro contact dunks, and by the rest of the name, as you can guess, can shoot, break people down, and can lock up on defense. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this build comes with gold clamps, pickpocket, challenger, interceptor, and glove, as well as coming with Hall of Fame quick first step and gold, you know what I'm saying, catch and shoot, as well as guard up, corner specialist. Like, this build is technically the best Lonzo Ball build, but initially when making this build, I was really just looking to make the best point guard build I am looking to use over the next few coming months. Now, as you can see, as I said, it is now inspired by Lonzo Ball, because this basically is a Lonzo Ball build, and as most of you know, he is the starting point guard, right-handed jersey number 2 for the Chicago Bulls, formerly a member of the New Orleans Pelicans, and before that, a member of the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, before I get into showcasing this amazing build, I do gotta say, if you like today's video and you want to see more content like this, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button. If you have a comment on how we can improve this build, don't forget to drop that down below in the comments, even though I don't expect any. Don't forget to share this video because it helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new to the channel and you ain't done so yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as turning post notifications on. We are on the race to 1,550 subscribers, and it is not possible without all of you. Now, as I said, this is a 6'8" point guard build. Weight-wise, I decided to bring it all the way down to about 186 pounds, as well as giving it a wingspan of 7'5". My key thinking here was I wanted it to be, basically, the other day I was running with my boy Samuel and some of his guys, and one of them was running a 99 steal. And let me just say, it impressed me so much, I said to myself, I gotta go out here and make a build that has a really high steal and is really good defensively, but also I need it to be everything I want in playmaking, shooting, and finishing. Technically, this is the build me and Samuel have been thinking about this entire 2K23, for me at least, because I've been crying about wanting a build like this. Body shape wise, I would say go to fine, but then someone said something real funny to me, which is, if you go slight, most people suspect that you don't have that much strength on the build and try and post your ass up, so we will be going slight because we are trying to mess with them. Now, first things first, let's get the physicals out the way. It's fast, boy. It's fast. We decided to go with an 81 when it came to the speed, as well as an 81 when it came to the excel. Strength-wise, we decided to put a little bit on it because, you know what I'm saying, I don't want people to be able to post me up with ease, so decided to go with a 66. When it comes to the vertical, decided to go with a 76 because it is something special. And then stamina-wise, decided to go with an 87. Now, as you can see, the reason I decided to leave everything at a figure that basically rounds up to something along the lines of ending with a 0 or a 5 is because, from what I've been hearing, I don't have the Gym Rat badge yet, I'm not gonna lie, haven't been grinding it out like that, but yeah, from what I've been hearing, Gym Rat does give you +4, so my anticipation is with the +4, this goes up to an 85 speed, 85 excel, 70 on the strength, 80 vertical, and a 91 on the stamina, which will be hella impressive. My main reason for keeping the vertical so high, even though we're not gonna be aiming for pro contact dunks, is because someone gave me the beautiful tip that in order to get a lot of blocks in this game, you gotta have a really high vertical, so we decided to put the vertical where it is. Now, first things first, let's get the finishing out the way because this is something that's not included in the name of the build. As you can guess, decided to go with an 85 when it came to the driving dunk. Key reason being, we are aiming to get at least pro contact dunks on this build. When it came to the driving layup, decided to go with an 80 because this does allow us to get the Hall of Fame Giant Slayer, which I feel is always necessary. We left the close shot as it is once moving up the driving layup at a 60. And then when it came to the standing dunk, decided to go with a 41 as it's set to when you get an 85 driving dunk. Now, key thing here was I did know I would not be able to get some of the tier 3 badges. Like, those might be out of range right now, but I am able to get some of the really good tier 1 and tier 2 badges. Key ones being that I'm going for are Giant Slayer, Pro Touch maybe, and then I'll mess around with it depending on what my advisors advise me on. Now, that does allow us to finish with 13 total finishing badges. Obviously, when you get the +4 from playing some My Career games, you can slap them there. But then again, that depends on your preference of how you want to use this build. Now, the next thing to mess with is shooting. As you can guess, maxed out the 3-ball at an 85, as well as giving the build a 76 mid-range jump shot. Now, usually, I like to do it the other way around, whereby the mid-range and the 3-ball are somewhat the same. But I have to finally admit, I am not shooting a lot of mid-ranges when I jump online. It's usually 3 balls or cuts. Very rarely do I see myself shooting a Middy, so there's no need for me to have a really high Middy like I do have on some of my other builds. However, there is a need for me to have a 75 free throw because 78 free throw because I do visit the free throw line quite a bit, and I want to be able to use this build in the rec. Now, the good thing here is, as you can see, we can get gold catch and shoot, which will most likely be the badge that I'll core Limitless Range. I'm a point guard. There's very little catch and shoot business from my way, but core Limitless Range, probably slap on Agent 3s, which fortunately drops down to a tier 2 badge with this build. I say drops down to, as well as possibly putting on things along the likes of Space Creator is one badge that people really sleep on. Middy Magician maybe because, you know, I might need it a little bit guard up, and maybe Corner Specialist, but we do finish with, again, as I said, 21 total shooting badge points, so you do have a variety on what you can do with this build. Now, when it comes to playmaking, decided to go with an 89 when it comes to the speed with ball, which is the ball handle, which is the maximum we can set it to, because as you can guess, we're always aiming to get that Hall of Fame quick first step, and it also allows us to get gold killer combos, clamp breaker, as well as unpluckable. And then when it came to the speed with ball, I only went with like a 77. Now, my thinking here was I recently got hit up in the comments and advised on the fact that speed with ball technically only applies to when you're dribbling the ball running up and down the court. If you want to have that quick little blowout from a little dribble move, that comes down to your acceleration. So there's no need to have speed with ball uber high. So 75, as many people have been advising me, is good enough. However, I left it at a 77 because I wanted badge points, because if we move it down to a 75 and I put my pass accuracy where it should be at an 80 overall, as you can see, we finished with 21 total playmaking badge points, and in order to get 22, we got to put the pass accuracy all the way up to an 83, whereas we could just as easily just move the speed with ball up to a 77, which helps us a little bit more because the pass accuracy of an 83, really all it does get us is a Hall of Fame post playmaker, and I'm not looking to be making plays out the post, so we're going to leave it at 80. Plus, even at an 83, at an 82, we could get 23. Oh, we might have to consider that in a sec. But as you can see, we do finish with 22 total playmaking badge points. This is spectacular. Now, me personally, this is one of the areas I'm considering putting the +4 on. I'm considering either doing it on the playmaking or the defense. You'll see why once we get through the defense, but yeah, one of these two slots is where I'm gonna put my +4 just because this is where you're gonna benefit the most from having them. Now, perimeter defense, decided to put this baby all the way up to a 92, which gives us gold clamps and gold challenger, as well as putting the steal all the way up to a 95, because that's the bare minimum you need to get gold glove, because this is a badge I will be running on this build. And then when it came to the block, I decided to put this all the way up to a 75, because again, we do want to get that gold chase star artist, and with the vertical we do have, we will be able to contest shots at the hoop, as well as generally swatting shots when we see them. And then when it came to the interior defense, decided to go with a 71 on this build because it does allow us to get 18 total badge points. And then we decided to put the defensive rebound up to a 50 to get that 19 total badge point mark. Now, as you can see, we do manage to finish with 19 total defensive badge points, meaning we can core challenger first thing first, we can get chase star artist, and we can get interceptor, and then we can get clamps, which then leaves us only with 2 badge points, which is why, as I said, with my +4, I'm intending on putting 3 of those here because I will be getting gold glove as well. So my plan with this build is to run gold chase artist, gold glove, gold interceptor, gold clamps, and gold challenger, which is gonna make it unstoppable. I might remove the gold chase artist and put it down to maybe to a silver, and then possibly mess around and try and get some form of ankle braces or menace on this build as well. But as you can see, we do finish with 19 total defensive badge points. Now that gives us a grand total of 19, 41, 62, 60, 75 total badge points on this build, and with the +4, that gives us a grand total of 79 total badge points on this 6'8", 2-way, 3-point playmaker. Let me know what you think about this attribute breakdown down below in the comments, because me personally speaking, I think it's nice enough where you can really shoot, you can bring people down with the speed, with the quick Hall of Fame quick first step, as well as the general dribble packages you can get with this build, immense. And then defensively, of course, with the 92 perimeter and the 95 steal, ain't nobody getting past you at the perimeter. And then with the 71 interior defense, you can contest shots inside, as well as having a 7'5" wingspan and quite possibly an 80 vertical. You can do a lot. Now, when it comes to the takeovers, the very first one I'm gonna go with, I think I'm gonna go with ankle breaking shots. Now, I would have gone with Limitless Range, but I think I want to go with ankle breaking shots just because I will be practicing a little bit of my dribbling on this build. Actually, you know, very first takeover I'm gonna go with is gonna be extreme clamps, because the reason I like to put extreme clamps over these other 2 defensive badge points is perimeter badge drop only applies when you're guarding someone at the perimeter, and enhanced jump shot contest only applies when you're guarding someone at the perimeter, whereas extreme clamps fully applies generally as long as you're bumping somebody, which is why I believe it's the best defensive take to go with. And then for the secondary take, I'm going with ankle breaking shots because, as I said, I will be trying to bust a bunch of off the dribble jump shots nowadays, and this will be necessary for me to do that. Now, as I said before, the players we got in the shades of for this build, very first one happens to be Lonzo Ball, then Tyrese Halliburton, and Drew Holiday. Those are some 3 great players to be linked against. I know they're not great players in themselves, but if you want to make a 99 overall as a point guard, you'd want these 3, because all 3 can lock up defensively, and when it comes to the offensive side of the ball, they can all score and also move the ball around depending on how they want. Now, I was wrong. The name of the build is a 2-way 3-point shot creator, but the way it's set up, it's basically a 2-way 3-point playmaker. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, which if you did, don't forget to do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel and you ain't done so yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well as turning post notifications on. And don't forget to share this video because it does help with the YouTube algorithm and really helps with me getting these videos out. And yeah, I really did enjoy making this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If this video gets 100 likes in the first 48 hours, we will give away 75k VC. But yeah, it's been your boy Alvin MB10, aka AMR10. I'll catch you in a bit. Deuces.